Chilling with Yo, got a quick little message for you today. Is something a saying is well known is I can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. And it's just a little bit of inspirational, not inspiration and encouragement just to help you get through the weekend and just to let you know, reassure you that you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. It's to God you. You're going to be fine with the help of God and with the strength and the input that He's giving you. You're going to be just fine. So I just wanted just to do just touch on it real quick. Now I really I had a lot going on. I apologize. I'm running behind. I just had to go do something with my mom real quick, but and I haven't had a chance to really get all of my stuff together. So I'm gonna give y'all some time to get up in here. I want to say welcome to everybody. Thank you for coming and checking me out. Thank you for um, joining my live. Um, Thank you for the likes, the comments, and all of my subscribers. And I appreciate all of y'all. I try to get something good and positive in you from time to time. I try to make you laugh, try to make you smile, and I hope that I'm doing a pretty good job at doing that. So first thing is first, I got to get everything locked in. Like I said, I didn't have a chance to get all of my notes together because my mom called. I had to go help her with her medicine. So but I just about got everything. It's not going to be too bad. It's not going to be too bad. It's not going to be too long because this particular topic is basically common sense. Like we can do anything we want through Christ. Through Christ. If we put our minds to it and we accept the fact that God is going to give us the power and the strength to be able to accomplish the dreams and the goals and things that we want for our lives. It's going to happen. I mentioned before that once upon a time, I lived in fear. I lived in fear. Um, I didn't go too far out. I should say in the deep water. I didn't go too far out because I limited myself. I felt like if I would not be. I ain't even gonna say if I would have went too far. I felt like I'm not gonna be good enough. Like I'm not gonna make it. But through time, even with this YouTube, it was a process of God giving me the instructions and telling me to move forward and go ahead and do it and stop living on fear. And it was that along with um, believing in myself. Believing in myself. Stop being fearful. Just believing and trusting in God. Okay. All right, I got it. Yeah, just believing and trusting in God. Listen, every day we wake up is another blessing. It's another opportunity to get out here and challenge and reach those goals that we want. Get closer, get another day, another step closer towards the goals that you have. And if you praying and you're relying on God, He's going to give you direction. He's going to give you the best direction to go in order to get to where you need to be. Now, I mentioned before, sometimes our plans don't be the plans that God had for us. He have greater plans for us. We think, oh, for example, I want to be a manager somewhere, and it's nothing against a manager. Like, I mean, that's a job is a job. Like, I mean, I take any job, but God may have a bigger plan for you, a plan for you to be a business owner, owning your own business, you hiring a manager for your business, you know. But like I said, a lot of times we limit it. We limit ourselves and think that we can't do that much. The crazy thing is, the main ones that do that are the ones that are the biggest heroes and the biggest cheerleaders for other people. Like me, I always seen potential in people. I always seen great potential in people. Even people that other people wrote off, uh, people didn't believe in. I could see something there. And I always try to encourage them to keep moving, to keep pushing. Don't worry about what they say. Don't worry about people saying you can't. I was always the one that's motivating and pushing other people. But when it came to myself, I lived in fear. You know, I felt like I can do it, but it wasn't that. It was afraid. I was afraid to do it. I was afraid. I was overthinking, number one, and I was thinking that if I tried to do something more, then I was gonna fail. So I was what was it, preconceiving the fact that I was gonna fail before I even start. And a lot of times we do that, but we gotta realize we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. We can do anything that we want to, we can do it. If we trust in the Lord and see, God know our heart. He know our heart, he know our talents, and he want for us to be prosperous. He want for us to be good. So let me see what I can find in here to add to it. The fact that I can do all things through Christ. So research say I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. It's a famous Bible verse, very famous. It's Philippians 4:13. That expresses a believer's ability to face any circumstances with God's power. Although often used to inspire motivation for achieving goals, its original context highlights the Apostle Paul's learned ability to be content in both abundance and need through Christ's strength, not necessarily an invitation to attempt anything. So let me see. It's biblical context. So Philippians 4:13 says, the full verse reads, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." The Apostle Paul wrote this verse in a letter to the Philippian church, thanking them for their financial gifts. So contentment in all circumstances. Paul wasn't saying that he could do literally any task, but rather that he could be content and endure any situation, whether plentiful or lacking, by God's power, according to the grace. And that was a good explanation on that. See, I didn't know that much about it. I didn't do that much research. But what Paul was saying when the verse was created, what he was saying through lack and plentiful, he still felt like he'd be good. He can do anything through Christ. Like that's very good. That's very good. So no matter what your circumstances is, just realize and understand this: God got your back. God got your back. And I talk about the stop sign of life sometimes. Sometimes we want to get across that street so bad because we got all these big plans for on the other side of the street. The other side of the street is maybe your potential next chapter in your life, a job that you want, a business that you want, um, a wife, a husband that you want. You want to get there. You're in a rush. You can't wait to get over there. You can't figure out, like, why am I still stuck here? Like, why can't I get there? Listen, when God opened that door for you to get over there to the other side of the street, you're gonna see two things off the bat. One, you're gonna see why he had you waiting. You're gonna see why he had you waiting. And a lot of times, in my case particularly, it was protection. So many times it was protection because it was danger that he seen before even me. I wasn't even aware of the dangers that was over there on the other side of that road until God showed it to me after he allowed me to pass by it. But I was on standstill over here on this side of the street until he was ready for me to go there. So I've learned to be grateful in wherever state I'm in. Just like Paul said, whether it's plentiful or whether it's lack, I've learned to be grateful and to thank God daily for what I have. For what I have. I'm not no millionaire. I would love to be a millionaire. But if it's in God's power for me to be a millionaire, he's going to make me a millionaire in his time. But until that time comes, I'm going to be grateful and thankful for what it is that he had for me at this point. And at this point in my life, I can honestly say that God has shielded me, protected me, blessed me, uh, stood up for me. Like I've seen so many positive things come, even when I was doing things I ain't had no business on. God, he convicted me, and he told me to get my behind back on the right track. I got myself back on the right track. And you know what? That's another thing. When you're not living right and you're not doing the things that you supposed to be doing, that you know that you supposed to be doing, and you doing little shortcut, underhanded stuff like that, God is not going to release some blessings to you that you want, that you're looking for, and you're not going to prosper. And I found that out the hard way, like trying to take shortcuts and can't wait for God to deliver me those blessings. So I'm taking it in my own hands and trying to do things and not prospering. I'm not going to prosper. And I had to realize that. And it's a shame, even at a late age, I had to realize that. So I thank God. I thank God for even through all of that, seeing something special in me, seeing something special in me, that he would stand up on my behalf and protect me through the valleys of the shadows of death, through what could have, should have been. God shielded me and protected me throughout the whole process. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for that. Now, mind you, I'm still a work in progress. You know what I'm saying? I still deal with things. I'm still trying to terms with my anxiety, and trying to keep my anger at a certain level, because see, God don't like for us to be angry. He don't want us to be quick to anger. But the devil know how to do. He know how to push those buttons to try to bring you out of God's grace, and take you over into that negative, you know, away from God. But through prayer, through just humbling yourself, and devotion, and just trying to commit yourself fully to God, in time you'll be able to resist those negatives more and more. You'll be able to see them. You'll see the attack. That's a discernment. You'll be able to see the attack as it's coming to you, and you won't be getting so upset about it, because you already know that attack was coming. So you'll be able to just brush it off, like get the dirt off your shoulder. Like you'll be able to just deflect right on past it, and it won't affect you as bad as it used to. So I'm learning that I'm getting better with that. And back to what I'm saying, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And see, this is one of the things that I was having a problem with. Like another example, it bothers me. It really bothers me. And I think I got this from my father before he passed away. I don't like to see people, older people especially, taken advantage of, abused. Like I don't like that. Like that really, it really bothers me. It really bothers me. It really hurts me. And at one point, like it would really make me angry to see that. And God has been working with me with that situation and helping me to control my emotions about things like that. I feel like I got the hiccups. He's been working with me, helping me to deal with my emotions, helping me to get things in line. And it was something else that was important that I had thought about and that I done forgot that quick. But it'll come back to me. But anyway, but he's been working with me with these things and helping me and guiding me through this process. And I've been striving my best and trying my best just to be a better man, just to be a better person, just to be a more positive person. And you best believe, hey, the more you work towards that, the more you work on yourself, the more you resist people trying to anger you and not being affected, the more people are going to be upset that they can't get you that way anymore. Like they're going to be bothered. But guess what? Eventually, they're going to leave you alone because it's boring. It's boring to try to keep trying to arouse you up with some stuff and you're not falling for it. Like you're not being baited in anymore. So eventually they're going to leave you alone and go and mess with somebody else that they can be able to get upset like that. So I'm learning. I'm learning. That's what I was going to say. Therapy. Um, Growing up, and I might have mentioned this in another video, but growing up, like we didn't believe in uh, talking to no therapists and talking about our problems, especially to a stranger. Like we was more likely to talk about our feelings with each other. Like the fellas, I don't know how the females, I know the females would do it too, but us fellas would talk with each other about our life situations. But even down to that, some things was limited. Like some people, I don't care whether it's your brother or sister. Some things you you a lot of people don't feel comfortable telling everything. You know, for two reasons. One, people feel like people gonna go tell their business if they do. That's one. And two, some things are that we deal with are scars, are serious trauma, and a lot of times people be embarrassed. They be embarrassed to talk to people, even if it's the type of person that they'll be ride or die for you. They will help you. You just don't feel uh, um, good enough, or well, you don't feel confident enough to open up to people about things like that, and then you definitely don't feel open enough to go talk to no stranger about nothing like that because we was thinking like, what could they tell me about me? Like, what they gonna do? Read in a book and tell us what it's in the book? That's the mentality that we had growing up. So, none of us was into seeing and talking to no therapists or no psychiatrists or nothing like that. But I've learned uh, uh, after recently deciding to talk to a therapist and helping me to get the tools that help me along with prayer And that's what I was going to say. Um, I don't take no medicine. I'm not saying this because I take medicine, but I've had people say that uh, they're going to pray and wait on the Lord. And I read something in the Bible that says that uh, yes, God can heal and will heal, but God expect for us to take. He have designed doctors and nurses to be here for a reason, and some medicines are going to help us get to where we need to go. On top of us praying and asking God for healing, some people feel like because they can talk to God and they're gonna pray and wait for God, like they ain't trying to hear nothing no doctors got to say. And I you know, I know somebody firsthand that's like that. And you know, and I had a point to that. But anyway, when it's all said and done, God got our back, y'all. He got our back. And we just gotta just keep praying, humble ourselves, pray, and just ask God for help, and realize whether you broke or rich, you can do all things through Christ. Whatever that down spiral that you're in, or I ain't gonna say spiral, but that down season that you're in right now, listen, God will bring you out of it because He know your needs. And one thing about God, even if we make mistakes, and I know this for a fact, I can testify that God will look beyond your faults and see your needs. And so many times I've gotten myself in situations where I thought that I was going to be just, I was going to lose things. I was going to lose my car. It's been times where I have lost my car. Just different things that I've been through. But I realized one thing: what God got for you, nobody's going to be able to take it away. Whatever is destined for you in this lifetime, God is going to make sure that you have it. So, and one thing I can say for sure is God has always provided for me. I've always been able to have the basic things in life. It was very rare that I went hungry. I only was homeless one time in my whole entire life. And that was only for a couple of weeks tops. And then even after that, God blessed me to be able to get my own apartment for the first time on my own. So, and after a couple of weeks of being homeless, like, listen, regardless of what's going on in your life, like I said, whether it's your down season or whether it's your up season, just remember this: always give God the praise, even when you're doing good. Always give God the praise. Always be grateful, and know that the reason why you have those blessings is because God is blessing you. And remember one thing: make sure you don't look down your nose at nobody, because listen, I also can say this: what God giveth, He can take. He can take what God giveth, He can taketh. What He give you, He can take it away, and it can be taken just like that. And the same ones you stepped on and laughed at as you was on your way up, you can have to meet them same people as God blessing and bringing them up, and you on your way down. And you know what? In a lot of situations, you're going to want them to have mercy on you and try to help you, keep you from falling all the way down on your behind. But depending on their character, they could just say, you know what? You laughed at me. You kicked me while I was down. Guess what? You had fun down there. Or they could just be a good hearted person and say, here you go, my brother. Here you go, sister. Either way, we reap what we sow, and we want to sow good things and good seeds in people. And we always want to be known for good, decent people. And if we want God to bless us, we know that we have to bless other people. And blessing other people don't always require money. You know, caring for somebody is a blessing. Having empathy, not sympathy, empathy. Just being able to put yourself in their shoes and loving them from that point is a blessing. You know, be a blessing to somebody. You know, be a blessing. If you ain't got no money in this world, you could be a blessing to somebody. You can help somebody in some kind of way. You know. So, like I said, I ain't really got too much. I really was going to postpone this message today, but God made me do this message because I tried and I tried to reschedule this um this talk tonight, but I could not get this thing to reset for another day. It would not let me do it. It would not let me delete it. And then I realized, you know what? God want me to go on and talk about this. He want me to talk about this. And I really, really sincerely hope that this helps somebody tonight. If not tonight, I hope somebody look at this video in the future and be encouraged. Be encouraged and just know that God is good and He's going to help you through whatever situation you're in. But just do this while you are waiting for. If you're in your down season right now, let me just say this: God is already working things out for you. So what you do, don't sit around and mope and cry and be sad. Do something to help somebody else. You can do something. Do something to help somebody else out while God is working on your situation. Don't worry. Don't sit around and be stressing behind what you don't have at this very moment. Understand that God is working on it. You help somebody else out. And one thing I can say in my life, I might have not always did the right thing, but one thing that I can say, if I leave this earth tomorrow, people will come to my funeral and say, I remember when he helped me. I know that for a fact. If they don't, they're liars. Because I've always been like that. I've always been a giver. Always. Even when I didn't got, I wasn't expecting nothing in return. I just always been a giver. Always been a person that cared more about other people, a lot of times more than I cared about myself. You know, and there's nothing wrong with that except for the fact sometimes when you give too much of yourself, you lose yourself. You got to have enough love in there for yourself, you know. And so just take these lessons. Love God, let God love on you, and then love on other people. You know, even people that can't give you nothing. Love on them. Look out for people any way that you can. If it ain't no more than uh it's an older lady just moved up here and I haven't done it yet, but I noticed that she have like like one of them walking chairs like what my mom had. And I usually go up and get my mom trash and take it on over to the dumpster. And I've been hoping to catch her because what she does, she brings her trash out and she live upstairs. That's what makes it so bad. She live on the second floor. She brings her trash down to the car and she have a like a wheelchair rack on the back of her vehicle. And she brings her trash down and she sets it on there. And then I guess whenever she decides she gonna go out or whatever, she stopped down to the dumpster and put her trash in the trash. And I've been waiting to catch her one day because I don't want to just go walking up on nobody's vehicle or nothing like that. But when I see her, I'm gonna tell her, I'm gonna say, ma'am, listen, I come through here every day. I take care of my mom. I'm doing something for my mom. She lived in the next building. And I take her trash out. If it's okay with you, I'll stop to your car where you have your trash sitting on the back, and I'll grab your trash and take it down there and put it out along with hers. And if she okay with it, I will do that. I will do that. And it wouldn't be no cost to her. It wouldn't be no extra habit. Because listen, one, I'm gonna tell you, in our apartment, especially at night, like we have little creatures be over there sometimes. And I as far as my household, like I would never allow, my girl to go over there and be messing around that trash can. First of all, my girl's a mad germaphobe, but she ain't doing it. She ain't gonna do it. If I wasn't here and she had trash that need to be taken out, she would probably put the trash in the car and go to her father's house and have her father go and take the trash. She's not going to do it. It ain't that she don't want to touch the trash. It's just that dirty ground and stuff like that. It bothers her. She can't do it. So, but the point is, like, I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind it at all, and I definitely wouldn't mind it helping out, an older person that need help. And I wouldn't charge. I wouldn't take a dime from her because that's her elder. That's my elder. You know what I'm saying? So just be kind to each other, y'all. Just be kind and love on each other and realize, listen, don't live no life holding no grudges on nobody, man. Let that stuff go. Forgive and value people while they're here. Because listen, God is taking people every day. And age don't mean nothing. Age don't mean nothing. So love on people while you got the opportunity. And even if they're not giving the same thing back in return, just do the best that you can. I realize you can't be around everybody, and some people, you just can't. But love them in your heart and keep on moving. Don't force yourself on nobody, because believe me, there's plenty of people out here that don't have nobody and would appreciate a good, kind, decent person that show some love and consideration for them. Like me talking to that lady up there. Like I'm pretty sure that she would appreciate the fact that she don't have to go over there around them dumpsters and risk a cat jumping out around her or something like that. So it's all good. But listen, that's all I got, y'all. Understand this. We can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. And listen, every day, God gives us the strength to get out that bed. And every day, we got a new opportunity to be great or to move closer towards greatness. So do that. Do that. And like I said, remember this. If you're in your down season right now, don't worry about it. It's going to be all right. Listen, God going to work it out. Hey, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to say this one thing, then I'm going to let it go. I was at a point where I had just lost my car, and I wasn't really thinking about it too much because at the time I was living with my mom, and she had a car, so we had transportation. But it was disappointing because the car was fairly new. The car was fairly new, but we had to make some sacrifices, and it caused us to lose our car. So I didn't harp on it. I just continued to do what I could. I continued to help mom, help, whoever I could. And then one day, out the blue, I got a check in the mail for 5,000 something dollars. Completely unexpected. Listen, that's how God work. That's how God work. He look beyond your faults and see your needs. And he know that we needed transportation. Even though we was using my mom's car, he know that we needed our own transportation at that point in time. And that check just came from nowhere. I was not expecting that check. But it was a blessing. So just hold on, be strong. Listen, know that I'm praying for you because I pray all the time, and I pray for people that's going through ups and downs, and homeless people and sick people. I pray all the time for that because I've been all of that, and God has brought me out of it. And I'm gonna pray for y'all that God will bring y'all out of it and bring y'all back and get y'all back where y'all need to be in y'all lives too. And just understand this, like, no matter what season you in, you're gonna be great. It's gonna be all right, and you're gonna be good. But that's all I got. I ain't gonna keep going on. My girl tell me I'll keep winding up saying the same thing over and over and over. I don't want to do that. I just want you to get that message and take heed and take heart and know that God got you. But that's all I got for now. Till the next time. Oh, wait a minute. I want y'all to have a good weekend. Today is Friday the 19th. Have a good weekend. I wish you nothing but love, peace, and blessings. And I hope that you can accomplish all of your goals and dreams that you want for yourself. I pray for that for you. So love, peace, and blessings. And I'm out of here. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace out.